All right, so this question says blah, 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 blah. Common denominator is shortcut number 3. So therefore you can just say what's missing. And instead of doing the baby step, now you can just say what's missing from here. But don't forget to put the common denominator on the bottom so you don't forget, because this is not an equation. An equation is where you clear the denominator. These are expressions, so you do not clear the denominator, you just make it a little bit neater. So the common denominator is W minus 6 and W plus 6. W plus 6 is missing from here, so that's 7 times W plus 6. W minus 6 is missing here. That would be W minus 6. And that would be 7W plus 42 plus 7W minus 42 over the common denominator. And what happened to the 42s? And you're left with 14 whatever over common denominator, 14W over common denominator. Now she wrote, is this the same? Well, let's look and see what she put. Yes. Oh, no. Negative W plus 6 is not the same. That's negative W. And I'm just saying this because she asked me if it was the same. It's not going to. She has 14W over W minus 6. And then she had negative W.
I think it was 6 something. 6 minus W. Yeah.
6 minus W.
It was.
And that's not the same. Because, let's see if she got the first one.
I think it was
W plus 6. Okay. That's not the same. This is actually 14W over W plus 6 times negative W plus 6. And you can see this right here is not the same as that or this. So no, that's not correct. Okay, I think that was Miss Jones that sent that one. Okay. All right, so let's look at the test. So I did put the bonus questions on there, or the gimme questions. All right, well, let's pull it up and see what it looks like. What?
Mine said on the thing that you were just at, next to the homework, I have 100, and I have a 58, and I had a 53.
That's because y'all are losers. Hate it. Chapter 6, preview.
We could get a pet.
Awesome sauce. Does that commercial say?
Yeah.
Awesome sauce. Whatever. All right. Oh, I can't believe I gave y'all this easy problem. See if you can do that one. If you can't, don't say you can't, because that's a gimme. Reverse FOIL. No, wait a minute. No. Shortcut number 2 on the top and shortcut number 3 on the bottom. All right? So this one should be easy peasy. Z minus 10 quantity squared over Z plus 10, Z minus 10, and that takes one of these out. So you're left with Z minus 10 over Z plus 10. You're done. So I guess I just gave you that one to give you some confidence before I kick you in the stomach. Z minus 10 over Z plus 10. I want to make 100. I'm going to put the answers in. Next. Will Hubert's final exam be online?
No.
No. No, put he didn't tell me. That's what you need to put. Next question.
I was tempted to do it just for that.
All right? Simplify. God, these are too easy. I'm going to have to go back and fix the test. It's too easy.
No, it's not.
Oh my God, I watched Annabelle last night. I didn't like that one. That was scary.
Yeah. You don't like scary movies.
Oh, I love scary movies. I was,
Oh. It's like, seriously? What's wrong with you?
Have you seen Conjuring?
huh?
Conjuring?
That was bad too.
No one went well.
I tell you, the ones that freak me out are the ones that have them walking funny on all fours, like on the Grunge or the Grunge and Mama.
Mama was a good one.
Oh my gosh, when the lights flickered and she was right there holding her mouth up and going, that spirit, the Mama.
Have you seen all the paranormal?
Oh my gosh, yes.
I love them.
I can't wait for Insidious 3 to come out.
That was good.
Insidious 1 and 2 were good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've watched all of them.
I love scary movies.
But Annabelle, the reason it was so scary was, oh gosh, when she was sitting in that doorway as the baby and ran toward her through the, oh my gosh, I like to drop my
That's
teeth.
when I scream. I scream during scary movies.
I believe it was so scary because a lot of people's dreams and nightmares has something coming at you. And I think that and then when she changed from the daughter Annabelle to the grown-up Annabelle, I was like, that was freaky. And the actress that played the mama was named Annabelle.
That's creepy.
And you know that doll is actually in another movie? What's that movie called? That the people go to houses and he has it in a glass house? Is that The Conjuring?
Yeah, there's a Conjuring because people love the Annabelle doll so much.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's really in real life. It's not porcelain.
It's not
It's like one of those. It looks like
polymer?
Huh?
It sounded like when they picked it up, it's made out of plastic.
No, the real one is like the.
Ivory?
No, it's like actually just cloth. I can't remember the name of the actual doll.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's actually just stuffing. Yeah, if you look up just the real Annabelle doll.
But it is a true doll. I mean,
It is a true doll.
It's in that glass and everything. I don't care too much for dolls or clowns.
I cannot stand clowns.
Scary dolls.
What is that movie that scary movie that's coming out with the little boy and the clown?
Oh, that was scary.
Stephen King wrote one about a clown.
I don't know. It's a
That's
little
probably
boy
Stephen
and he's
King.
getting tormented by a doll that is a clown.
Yeah, it's like,
And it like comes out his face. At one point I screamed. I was like,
Now, I didn't get into the Chucky movies. I thought those were too far out. That was too. I thought those were stupid.
what movie is that?
All right, what's in common here?
Really cute. Anyway.
What's in common? 8.
Oh.
That leaves you a q squared minus 4w squared over. I'm going to take out an 8 here, and that'll give me 4w squared.
Don't you have to take out a negative? No.
Don't think so.
No, keep going.
Can I be in charge for a while?
No.
Okay, Q squared. And the eights cancel, and these look like shortcut number threes, but I don't think anything's gonna cancel, but we can look. I don't know, the pluses might. Let's see what happens. Q plus 2W. Q minus 2W over 2W plus Q, yeah, those two will go out, and 2Q minus, or 2W, sorry, 2W minus Q. And which ones cancel? Those two, because addition is what? What is addition and multiplication? Starts with a C. Commutative, Hubert. That's right. So A plus B is the same as what? B plus A. You can knock these two out. But you can't knock these two out because these are totally different, because 2 minus 3 is not the same as what? 3 minus 2. So you can't knock them out. In other words, if you don't believe me, plug in Q is equal to 1 and W is equal to 1 and see what cancels. You'll see what cancels. These two will cancel. All right, so your answer is Q minus 2W over 2W minus Q. And somebody might think, well, could we factor out a -1? Yes, you could. Let's see what happens. But if you do it on top, you got to what? And it's going to mess you up. But if you could just do it on the bottom, you could actually cancel everything out and you get a -1. But you can't. You got to do it on top, because what's -1 over -1? Multiplicative identity, which doesn't change anything. But if you take this out, then you're multiplying by what? You're multiplying by 1 over -1, which changes everything. So you can't do that. I mean, you can, but it's not going to work. So, let me type that one in so we can feel good about ourselves. Q minus 2W, I'm sorry, W, over 2W minus Q. Got out of my truck, the devil started beating his wife, and I came in and my shirt was wet. Some of y'all have no idea what I'm talking about.
Started raining.
It rained when the sun was out. When it rains and the sun's out, it's called devil beating his wife. I said that to a student walking in, and they went, I said, it's your parents' fault. Next question. When does the homework terminate? When should it terminate? Before the test starts. But I don't do that usually, but that's the answer. Okay, let's just don't do this one. Do it right quick.
There are problems.
Jill, an experienced shipping clerk. I guarantee you the guy's going to suck.
Yeah.
Jill, an experienced shipping clerk, can fill a certain order in 14 hours. Jim, who is retarded, needs 17 hours because he's a guy and he's stupid to do the same job. Working together. So that's where you're going to be. T over 14 plus T over 17 is equal to what?
Priority 1 message
Yeah.
coming in on secure channel.
What is it? What are y'all laughing about? What did Vanna do that was so funny? T over 14 plus T over 17 is equal to 1. Multiply through by 14 times 17. And no, you don't need a calculator. So 14 cancels here, that leaves 17T plus 14T is equal to 14 times 17. And then 14T plus 17T is what, 31T? Isn't it? 4 and 7 is 11, brings 1, that'd be 31. All right, I'm going to try to do this in my head. 10 times 17 is what? 170, that's right, class. And then 4 times 17 is going to be 68. So what is 170 plus 68? What?
Priority 1 message coming in on secured channel.
Somebody check me.
She did. She said that's what they
Is
got.
that right? Of course it is.
I didn't get it in my head.
Divide by
Priority
31.
1 message coming in
Divide by
on secured
31.
channel.
We are talking about a unit of measurement, and that is what? Time. I don't have time in here, but don't say time, it just says how long. Okay, but time. So we don't need a mixed number. So 31 will not go into 23, but 31 times 10 is 310. So let's do, and we know 3 times 8 is 24. So try maybe 7, 7 times 31 is going to be 7 right here, and then 21, which would be 21, and 31 won't go into 21, so 31 over 21, I meant 21 over 31. Y'all check me. 21 over 31, which 20 over 30 would be 2/3, would be around 0.67, and I'll put a little. That means, what does the little dot and squiggly line mean? That means approximately, meaning I'm doing it in my head, meaning don't throw rocks at me if I'm off a little bit. What's the answer?
7.677.
It's a miracle. Did y'all see what I did? I changed this. What's the difference between these two? Nothing, right? So I can change this to 20 over 6 over 30. And everybody knows that 2/3 is what? 0.67. And if you don't know that, don't tell anybody. 2/3, that should be a fraction that everybody remembers, like 1/2 is 0.5 and 1 over 6 is 0.16. You all should know that. So, okay, what does it say? Round to what? It doesn't say, so I'm gonna say, what did you say it was, 7 point what?
7.677.
So 7.68. You might not like 7.68. Y'all remind me to come back to this one to see if it took my answer. Okay, because it may want a mixed number. It may want 7 2/3. I'm sorry, 7 and 21 over 31. I'd still want 2/3. Anyway. Okay, next question. What is the only possible answer?
E.
Yep. What's the only possible answer? A. Why isn't it B? But people do put that one. Branch? We should not say an army. 8. When is the last day of class for this semester? Of course, y'all are a 7-week course. I'm going with a 10-week. I mean, which one is it? B. That's a trick question.
Donald Duck.
Does Hubert replace your lowest test grade with your final exam? What's the only possible answer?
Donald Duck.
Water.
Donald Duck.
Somebody will put that. Did I skip one?
See? Oh. Kitchen.
Where is all of Hubert's? In the kitchen?
Yep.
Okay.
That's where I do all my homework anyways.
I think in the bedroom's best. That's that way you get to lay down.
I do that too. Lay down beside my homework.
What's the only correct answer here?
See.
See. The what?
The phone number turned blue, that's actually, on my computer, you can actually call the number, so I know that that's the right one.
Oh, it's a hyperlink.
Yeah, it works, so.
When it said turn blue, I said, Turn, there's something on
blue.
your screen. All right.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah, I wouldn't even.
Oh.
I wouldn't even do this
No,
one.
I can do it. The denominator should be
Yeah. And then you're gonna multiply by the reciprocal.
It's not very hard to do.
It's not the same
Denominator,
denominator.
same one.
Actually, the second and third step is more difficult than the first step. First step is real easy.
Yeah, it's just combining like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, I can see, I'm just trying to. It's like you can't so many lines. Oh, I see what it is now. Okay, I was trying to figure out what one's a function, what's another.
Priority 1 message coming in on secured channel.
Okay. So the first step is real simple.
You have a work email.
X minus 2 over x, 2, 5, positive 5, negative 2, over x plus 9, over x, 4 and 5, plus 5 and like signs. So now we go x minus 2 over x minus 2 times x plus 5 times the reciprocal x plus 5 over x plus 5 times x plus 4 over x plus 9. And what happens to the x plus 5s? And the x minus 2s? And you're left with x plus 4 over x plus 9. You don't got to put this problem on the test.
Make us use our brains.
No. To show you that sometimes the bark is worse than what?
Like,
You look at this problem, first thing you think, Ashley, is what?
we all have the same time.
No, that's not what you thought. What did you say when I pulled this problem up?
I
You went,
can-
oh my God.
I can do that.
No, y'all were intimidated by
No,
just
we're not.
looking at it. The first time, y'all went, oh my God, I don't want to do it. That's what people, they see it and they go, I'm gonna do this one last. You said something when we first pulled it up.
I said, oh, they all have the same denominator.
I thought you were fussing about it. Okay.
No, right? How did that?
Okay. Oh, you must have said something about the word problem.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Okay, I'm sorry. I had
I
the
don't
problem.
like word problems.
Okay.
They make me use my brain.
Okay.
Work.
X plus, I know, people don't like to work. X plus 4 over x plus 9. You know I'm going to get all these wrong because I'm not putting parentheses around them. No, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't count off, even though it might. I wouldn't. Next question. If you take several forms of a test in Hubert's class, how is it counted?
He calls you a loser and fails you.
There you go.
He just gives you drops, but
Yeah,
you're done.
that's it.
Oh,
Come on.
Yeah, thanks for responding to my email about how you did.
Did I?
Yeah, you did. When I told you I wasn't gonna be in class, you said just drop the
Oh, yeah.
test. You go ahead and drop if you want or something.
Yeah, just go ahead and drop.
I was like, well, that's encouraging. Thank you.
Remember to look for the common factor and then see if it's a shortcut. I can already see at least 2, so if it's 2, then it may be a 4 or 6 that goes into it. I would say 2 to start off with.
What is this noise?
You okay? You talk to yourself often or what?
I do it all the time.
Do you
I talked
answer
to my
yourself?
dog- Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I talked to my dog yesterday.
Talked to
I
my
got
dog
home.
yesterday.
I was so angry. I got home and my dog was outside in the pouring rain. And he was muddy.
Have you ever heard of the old saying, some people or some animals don't have sense enough to get out of the shower or rain?
See, he does get out.
No. He's a
he'll
dog.
go-
He's
no,
stupid.
he goes in the dog house when it's pouring, but it was sprinkling. So he was outside. And yeah, I was so angry. I brought him inside. I'm gonna have to give him a bath. And I talked to him the whole time. Oh yeah, I did. And then I started singing. Singing in the shower.
Y'all are drunk.
I had to get in the shower with him.
Y'all are drunk.
I had to get in the shower with him.
Y'all are drunk. You're
In
on
the shower.
cocaine or
From
something.
Alabama.
Will you bring it down, Vanna? I think y'all are all crazy.
Well, yeah, probably. Cause don't do that a long time ago.
Shower with a dang dog.
I had to. It was
That
raining.
dog wouldn't even been in my dang house. I would have shot it if it had been in my house. All
I'm
right.
gonna bite you. I'll take him on you.
Fight double barrel shotgun.
Like,
All right.
You have to shoot me first.
Oh, whatever.
You don't touch my dog. I'll shoot you. You wanna play?
Bunch of nuts. What I'm dealing
I
with.
could have told you I was nuts. Jeez.
All right, and what is this? Shortcut number
Three.
3u plus 5w and 3u minus 5w. That's it.
That's all. Oh, yeah. I know, right?
2 times 3u
I didn't even know to do that.
plus 5w, 3u minus 5w.
Right.
Next question.
Like, really? Really? Yeah. I knew that it stopped.
All right, 2 different denominators.
Yay.
I'd quit.
Hey, I didn't know that. Not yet.
Ain't no sense in trying. Probably gonna get it wrong anyway, so I'll just skip it.
No problem. It'll be okay.
We'll round out the 2 or 4.
Why do you have to be careful on this one? The minus symbol. The minus symbol will mess you up if you're not careful.
I didn't get enough sleep last night.
I don't think, well, you probably couldn't sleep because you stink like a dog.
No, I took a shower. After I gave him a shower. I dried him off and sent him out. Shoo shoo. And then he ran around like a crazy animal.
He probably will roll around in his own. You know.
Well, what? No. He's in the house. He stays in the house now. I'm gonna make him stay in the damn house. Don't be hating on my dog.
I'm not hating on your dog. I think all dogs are stupid.
Well, I never said he was smart, but she. My dog.
Well, I'll give you a little bit of advice. They're not. They're not smart dogs.
Some of them are. My brother, Anna.
Anna.
Yeah. My brother,
Okay, when I work for Crossing, all of a sudden I'm not working with them.
You don't need to work the problem. Just quit.
Okay.
W
I just
5 and 6.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So what is the common denominator?
W plus 4, W plus 5, W plus 6.
Okay, W plus 5, W plus 4, W plus 6. Can you have those in any order?
Yes.
2 times 3 times 2 is the same as 3 times 2 times 2, is the same as 3 times, or 2 times 3 times 2, it doesn't matter. So yes, you can have those in any order. What's missing here?
Before.
So W times W plus 4
Mine
minus 5. What's missing here?
is, 6.
W plus 6.
Yeah.
Quit.
No.
You know those people that go to school, go to high school, and then wait till they go to school for 11 years, and then they get tired of school and quit like 6 weeks before they graduate.
Those people are.
You ever met? Yeah, I remember people in high school did that. I'm not talking about the Now, there are some extenuating circumstances, been in a wreck, half dead, pregnant, that, I understand that. I'm talking about the drug disease. Don't show them. I'll quit school 6 weeks before graduation. You know who I'm talking about now?
There's a reason it's on your mind?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's called me a dumbass. I'm just kidding. I didn't do it before I graduated. No.
No, you didn't. There must have been a good reason.
There was.
Exactly. I'm talking about the idiots. How did I get on that subject?
I don't know.
Some of you probably know, probably doing that. No?
It's one of those like those. Okay.
I think Vanna got me on the subject.
Like really?
W,
Working the problem.
W squared plus, you ain't working the problem, you don't know how to do it.
Plus 4W.
Minus
I know how to do it.
5W minus 30 over common denominator
Then.
W squared minus W minus 30 over common denominator. I think this is factorable. W,
30 is 20.
huh?
No, 30. 5 times
What y'all talking about?
6. He didn't know where you got 30.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, I thought I made a mistake somewhere.
Yeah,
Oh, no, I made a mistake.
Keep going.
Okay, W, W, and that's 5 and 6. Negative W, so that means the 6 is negative. This is unlike. Over W plus 5,
The 5.
W plus 6, and W plus 4. And if you said the W plus 5, I'm sorry, W plus 5 is canceled. And that leaves you with a final answer of W minus 6 over W plus 6 times W plus 4. Or W minus 6 times over W plus 4 times W plus 6.
Nick.
W minus 6 over W plus 4 W plus 6. I'm trying to get 100, y'all. Huh?
Said everybody's quiet.
Friday.
Get this.
Motion. Draw your dang old box.
Next.
I quit.
I quit.
This is too hard.
Please.
What's this 6 cents for?
Hey.
Distance equals rate times time. Suppose that during a test drive of 2 cars, one car travels 266 miles in the same time that the other car travels 210 miles. So the first car, we'll put first car, travels how far?
266.
And that goes under distance. And what goes in the second car? 210. Okay, so that takes... Why am I marking out the problem as I go?
So you don't get confused.
And you start getting your confidence up right before I jerk the carpet out from under you. If the speed of one car is 16 miles per hour faster than the speed of the second car, okay, so what's the speed of the first car? So he got mad and quit. No. And what do we say time was equal to? Distance divided by, so that's 266 over r plus 16. And 210 over r. So, set them equal to each other. I'm Hubert. 266. Come on, Vanna, help me out. I need some help up here, okay?
She's trying. She is gonna stop working the problem, that's all I can say. Right?
You don't need to worry about doing the problems. You just need to worry about doing the board.
Well, fine.
It's not like you're gonna pass. 266.
I know, I got a 53.
What?
I'm 58 here, I'm not fast.
266.
What's going on?
I'm not doing
Seizure.
anything, I
Seizure.
promise.
Having a seizure.
I really just touched my coffee.
Don't y'all just love how I don't have any control over this? Just like a man. Don't have any control over anything.
No, you don't.
You ain't got to break it to me. I know it. Oh
I
yeah.
was breaking it to other men.
Yeah, they're young. They'll figure it out eventually.
We have all.
266.
Oh, it's doing it again.
Come on.
I think it's the other now.
Why is it doing it?
Try again.
$266 over R plus 16. Is equal to 210. That worked. Yep. That's what you have to do, these women, guys. You have to do that every
I'm trying so hard not to laugh. I'm sorry.
Vanna's going, oh God. All right, so 266R is equal to 210 times R plus 16.
Hold up. Never mind. Keep going.
Thank you. I appreciate the permission.
I was confused.
266R equals 210R. Van will help you out. Plus
Yeah.
210
You can help me just
times 16. Now 210 times 16 is very hard to multiply because that's 200 times 16 and then 10 times 16. That's real hard. 200 times 16 is 320, right? And then 10 times 16 is what? That's 480.
I can't do math in my head. I have breakthrough.
Well, you keep saying can't and you won't.
I do it on my fingers. I'm a finger.
What
I
is
really-
200 times 16?
Whatever you just said. 30 something another.
200 times 16 is 3,200. And then,
3,200.
I'm sorry, 3360. Somebody check it.
Oh, nice.
It is.
So we can use calculators.
You don't need to.
We can though. I
Well, there's nothing on this problem that you need to use a calculator on.
No, you just did.
That's
266R minus 210R is equal to, what did I say it was, 160? Okay, I must have, I forgot what I said. So 3,200. No, it should be 32,160.
15 times 16?
Is it?
3360.
3360. I helps off by a bit, but I do, I think. And what's 266? You need your calculator on this because 266 minus 210 There's nobody that can do that in here. 56R is equal to 3360. Now, if you need a calculator, this is where you would need it. Right here, that last step.
60.
How much?
60.
R is equal to 60. So, the second car is going how fast?
66.
60 miles per hour. I mean, you're right. The first car is going 76,
Yeah, 76.
and the second car is going 60. They're going to Panama City. I go 110 to Panama City. I can get there in 2 hours. So the speed of the first car is 76, and the speed of the second car is 60. Guess who's driving the second car, male or female?
Female.
No, male,
Oh,
because
sorry.
it takes him too
That is
long.
slower.
Yeah, Jill is an experienced driver. Every math book you turn to, the man does everything slower,
I could.
period. I used to not be that way. I guess the feminists took over. Next question. In MyLabs Plus,
A coconut.
upon completion of all assignments, that means you finished everything that I've assigned, the grade book will give you
A coconut.
a water lily.
A coconut.
Yeah, we could do contempt.
Contempt and despair.
You would not believe how many people write me emails at the end of the semester. Will the grade book give me my final grade? Nope. Give you a backache.
Give you a coconut. That's for sure.
Grade book. What does
Well,
grade book mean?
Estimation of the density of the sun.
There you go. I could put that up there. All right. This one is multiplication.
Yeah, it's already hurting your brain.
I'd quit.
What do you-
I'm interested in that. How big this thing
Very.
is. Yeah.
I'm hungry.
Ten kilograms mass to the third.
It's dense.
I want to take this one now. I don't even know where to go from here. Just lay right there. My poor brain.
This is not that hard.
Don't start it for me. If you get it started, I can finish it.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Just start.
That's all. Well, you know the first one is reverse FOIL because you can't do anything with that. So I'm gonna put just 5 and a 6 here. I mean a 5 and a 7 here. I don't know if that'll work or not, but I do know that you're limited to 35 to 1 and 35 and 5 and 7. So 1 and 8 and 2 and 4. I'm thinking right now. This is 2, 2, 2, and 4. Be 20 and 14. That'll work. What am I not concerning myself with right now? These freaking
Everything else.
the letters. That should be the least of your worries. Okay. All right. So let's look at this. What will the outside give us? And what will the inside give us? Okay, the 20 has to be what? Positive. So that means this is unlike, so that's negative. Now you can add your T, T, and T, T. Just please don't concern yourself with the variables till the very end. Here, it looks like, this looks like a shortcut, maybe if we was to take out T. That'll leave 4T squared minus TP. No, factor out of T squared. And that would leave T minus P. There we go. Four T minus P. And then multiply
Priority one
by
message coming in on
4T
secure channel.
minus P over P comes out here. And that leaves 5T minus 2. And what cancels? 4T minus P, and this should be 2P. That cancels here. And that leaves us with 7T plus 4P over T squared P or P squared T, whichever one you want, or P T squared, whichever one you want to put. Now, was that difficult? You over there whining. Well, that's probably all them fumes from that dog in the shower. Nasty. 7T
He was pretty dirty, wasn't that
plus
Priority
4P
one message coming in on secure channel.
over, what comes first in the alphabet? P? No. Since T's up here first, I'm going to leave T here. So that's T squared P. Oops. How's that? Except for parentheses, that should be your answer. Now, the only reason I put T first here is T was first in the, no. T is first in the sentence up here. And T squared is right here, so I'm thinking T needs to be first. Next question. Oh yeah, I'd quit on this one. Make everything a what first? Fraction. A factor. Okay, Vanna, bring it down, please. 1 over W plus D minus 1 over W over D over 1. Can I multiply by the reciprocal? You could. That's one way to do it. So multiply by 1 over D, and you could distribute, then get a common denominator, or you can multiply through by W times W plus D. Do you remember me showing you this problem, this type problem? I said there's several different ways you could do it. I'm going to distribute here because I don't want to have to do all the other stuff. So that's what I'm going to do. So that's going to be 1 over D times W plus D minus 1 over D times what? W. Everybody with me? I just distributed that 1 over D. Now, what's the common denominator of these two? dW, D plus, W plus D? What's missing here? What's missing here? W times 1 is W. What's missing here? W plus D. But what's in front of W plus D? -1. Right here. And if you forget that, you might as well just don't do the problem, because if you forget to distribute that negative, you're not going to have the right answer. W minus D over dW times W plus D. And what happens to the W's? They eliminate each other. And the D cancels with what? So your final answer is -1 over W times W plus D. Now you can write that several different ways. I'll take either negative out front and then 1 over W times W plus D. I'll take negative out front, 1 over W squared plus DW, W squared plus WD. I'll take any of those answers. Chances are they will probably want the negative out front. Negative, and then I'm going to do fraction and put 1 over, and I'm going to say W times W plus D. I don't think this is a hard test. Bob's tractor is just as fast as Aaron's. Oh no, something's going to happen, because there's no way they can do the same. It takes Bob 2 hours more than it takes Enan? Let's call her Aaron, because Enan's a stupid name. Aaron to drive to town, because Bob is drunk. If Bob is 84 miles from town and Aaron is 56 miles from town, how long does it take? Blah, 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 blah. You don't even concern yourself. You know this is a what problem? Distance. So you got to set up your box. Distance equals rate times time. And fill out everything you can fill out. Distance, rate, time. So let's look at it. Bob's tractor is just as fast as blah, blah, blah. It takes Bob 2 hours more. So that would be T plus what? T plus 2. So that first line up here is Bob. And Aaron, it only takes T time. T hours. Okay, so that takes care of that. If Bob is 84 miles from town and Aaron is 56 miles from town, how long does it take Aaron to drive to town? Well, what is rate? Distance divided by what? Time. knock yourself out. Rate is equal to distance divided by time. So, 84 over t plus 2 is equal to 56 over t. So 84t is equal to 56 times t plus 2. (84t) minus is equal to 56t plus 112 minus 56t (28t) is equal to 112. Come out to be even. T is equal to 4. So it takes Aaron 4 hours to get to town, and it takes Drunk Boy 6 hours. He's just a loser. Now tell me what's hard about these problems. Yep. But they're not difficult. But people say, oh gosh, they're just so hard. This is when you just use the words like fantastic and, teacher, and, that's when you use those words. All right, simplify. I can't believe I gave y'all this. Y'all should be able to do this in your head. X minus 7. Right? Why? Because, exactly.
I knew that.
In MyLabs Plus, what does the grade book do?
No way.
No, it predicts the temperature for July 4th, 2015. That's why it's not called temperature predictor, it's called grade book.
Yeah. Can also show you.
Why does Hubert not entertain extra credit, extra points, dropping any grades during the final exams or during final weeks?
My head hurts.
My head hurts. No, he wants me to fail and live in a ditch.
Oh, yeah. Because it's me.
Yep, that too. There's your equation. I knew there was an equation on here somewhere. Of course, I would quit if I was you.
Hey, not yet.
Now, are you going to simplify this or are you going to clear the fraction? Yes, when there's an equal sign, there is no fraction at the end. There might be a fraction as a number, but you will get rid of the denominator by multiplying through by the common denominator. Put the baby step in there and it'll work.
Can't you just put the first two together so you got the same common denominator?
Yeah, but that's not always going to happen. But yeah, you can use that as a shortcut since you know that shortcut number 2 is the denominator on the right. Yes.
Now I have a question. If you put them together, is it gonna be squared?
D minus, the common denominator is D minus 3 quantity squared. That's the common denominator. So you got to multiply through by D minus 3 quantity squared. That's going to leave you with D minus 3 with the 3, D minus 3 with the 2D, and 18 on the other side. But all of you already have that, right? Wake up, Vanna. Oh, me. Between Vanna and Ashley, the dog washer.
Some of you have to give them a bath.
No, you don't. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Cats give themselves baths. Dogs are too stupid to give themselves a bath.
Okay. I'm not much of a cat person. So I've always lived in a cat house.
I got 3 cats.
I don't have a cat.
2 stay outside and 1 stays in the house.
I want kittens. I don't want cats.
Kittens grow up to be cats.
Exactly why I don't have cats. Because I can't stay a kitten forever. Otherwise,
Actually, they do make miniature cats.
yeah, but it still becomes a cat.
Yep.
It's like a teacup chihuahua, just a teacup kitten.
That's a waste of.
Oh, shut up now.
It's a waste of dog food.
The only thing I like about him is the snuggles. Can't snuggle my dog. Well, you can, but you're gonna get it later.
I'm not even going to say anything.
You can get hair all over you.
So, if you multiply through by the common denominator, which is shortcut number 3 or 2, you're going to get 3 parentheses D minus 3 plus 2D times D minus 3 is equal to what? 18. Because basically you're multiplying by D minus 3 quantity squared over 1. And the D minus 3's cancel, make that a 1 times 3. And the D minus 3 cancels with that to make a 1 times that. And then this cancels with that for 18. So 3D minus 9 plus 2D squared minus 6D is equal to 18. And usually after you distribute, what's the next thing that's usually done after you distribute? Combine like terms. So 2D squared comes down here. What's 3D minus 6D? Minus 3D, Hubert. And what's negative 9 minus 18? Negative 27? And reverse FOIL. I'm going to do the 2 for you. 1D and 2D. And y'all do the rest of it. I would say 3 times 9 maybe, or 2 times 54, but that's a small number, so you're probably going to use 3 times 9. Those are close to each other. I'm going to put a 3 here and a 9 here. 9 times 1 is 9 and 6. So that's a negative and that's a positive. So D plus 3 is equal to 0. And 2D minus 9 is equal to 0. So our possible answers are negative 3 and 9 halves.
Where'd you get these?
I'm sorry, what?
Where'd you get those? No, I got it.
You reverse FOIL.
Yeah, the ones in there.
And is negative 3 positive?
No,
Yes.
no.
Because positive 3 will give you a 0. So those are your answers. Now what does it say? It says use a comma to what? Separate your answers. So I don't want you to forget that. So that'd be negative 3, comma, fraction bar, 9 over 2. Why am I not making it a mixed number? Because is there a unit of measurement in your question? It's the only time you use a mixed number in real life is when you have a unit of measurement. When is week of finals for a 10-week session? The only possible answer?
Whack.
Yep. Let's see how we did. We missed 3. It's probably something little like parentheses or something. They did multiply 3 by negative. They multiplied 3 by negative 1.
You said you wouldn't do that.
Mm-mm.
That you might need to take that question out.
Negative 1 would make that
No one's going to.
yeah, negative 1 over negative 1 will work. Multiply 3 by negative 1 over negative 1, you'll see it. It will work. I thought it was going to make it. I thought it was going to make it opposite. Let me show you. What did we get? What did we get? I'm sorry, what?
Q minus 2W over 2W minus Q.
I thought it was going to make them different if you multiplied by negative 1 over negative 1. But evidently they fixed it to where it wouldn't. Negative 1 times Q is what? Negative Q. And negative 1 times negative 2W is positive 2W over negative 1 times 2W is negative 2W, and negative 1 times negative Q is what? Positive Q. So it does make it. Okay, hold on. Let me see what I can do here. 2W minus Q over they're factoring, what they're doing is they're factoring out a negative 1. That's what they're doing. They're factoring out a negative 1 right here. They're not multiplying. Show you what they're doing. This Q is positive. This Q is what? So what they're doing is they're factor out a negative 1 here. Okay? And that will give you Q minus 2W over negative 1 times, when you factor out the negative here, what do you get? Positive what? Q. And that becomes minus 2W right here. And that cancels, and you get 1 over negative 1, which is equal to negative 1. I will be lenient on this. Okay? That's the only one that you have to do that with, I think. I'll be lenient. I thought, usually, see, if you multiply by -1 over -1, that would give you problems. But we didn't. We didn't multiply by -1 over -1. We factored out a -1 on the bottom, and that's why the answer is not 1, it's -1. I'll be lenient with y'all on that one. I figured they wanted. Now, would I take this question? Would I give you, yeah, because does it say anything about leaving it as a fraction? There is no fractions here. So the rule, if you start with fractions, you end with fractions, that don't apply. The only thing that I can tell you is that it's a mixed number because of unit what? Measurement. And that's why they used a mixed number. But I'll give you credit for that. So I got that one right. That's number 5. What else did we get wrong? 21. Why? Why did I do that?
It's a positive. I thought so too. And then
Oh, that's not a shortcut. I didn't even see that. I thought it was x squared minus 49. Okay, I got that one wrong. That one, the legitimate got wrong. I didn't even see that. Be careful on that one. Be careful. You need to mark that one. I thought it was x squared minus 49. Okay. Well, we still made a what? What did we make? We made a 90-something. All right, let me get the roll, and then y'all have any questions for me? That's your test, pretty much.